Hey yo, this is Koi. Today I have the Hidizs MP143. This is a planar IEM from Hidizs that costs around $110 US. Starting with the unboxing, this is what the box looks like. Inside you get your IEM and the cable and your interchangeable nozzles, a pouch that looks like this, and 2 sets of ear tips that comes on a skewer. It has a huge blue metal shell with cool lines on the back. It is one of the more unique looking IEMs that I have seen, and the metal shell feels solid to hold in hand. The comfort is surprisingly good despite how large the shell looks. Despite how big the shell is, they have again kept the part that touches your ear to be smaller, making it more comfortable to wear. I'm able to wear this for very long before this back part becomes uncomfortable for me. The cable is a soft 2-core cable that has a chin slider that doesn't like to stay in place. Other than that, it has a tiny bit of memory, but feels decent to use. Moving on to the sound, the MP143 has 3 nozzles that can change the tuning of the IEM. Personally, I think all 3 nozzles are good and offers a different listening experience. Overall, the red nozzle is going to give you a warm and bassy presentation. The gold and silver nozzle is going to be brighter, more vocal forward, and less bass focused. The bass on the MP143 is really fun, especially on the red nozzle. It is one of the more enjoyable planar bass experiences that I have had, giving you that distinct planar bass texture. The red nozzle has a bit more bass, making it extremely fun and good for a bass head. It has a decent amount of mid bass going into the sub bass, but the bass never feels bloated or overwhelming due to planar bass having that faster decay. With the gold and silver nozzle, you get slightly less bass, but it remains fun, punchy, and well balanced with the other parts of the frequency. The mid on the MP143 ranges from slightly recessed to being fairly forward, depending on the nozzle that you choose. On the red nozzle, the mid-range feels slightly recessed and more warm sounding due to the amount of bass that it has. However, it doesn't feel anywhere unpleasant to listen to due to the fast planar bass, which prevents the mid-range from sounding muddy. On the gold and silver nozzle, there is more upper mid-range, with the silver nozzle having slightly more. This helps bring out the vocals, making it more energetic, yet nowhere shouty. If the silver nozzle still has too much upper mid-range energy, the gold nozzle helps reduce that energy, making it more balanced sounding. Overall, the gold and silver nozzle is going to be more suited for vocals, but the red nozzle provides a more unique, warm mid-range experience. The treble on the MP143 is not bad, but is not the smoothest and can be slightly bright on the silver nozzle. On the red nozzle, the treble is the most relaxed, but can sound slightly zingy around 6 to 8K. With the recessed upper mid-range on the red nozzle, this creates a kind of U sound signature where the bass and treble are more emphasized. The treble can be bright leaning on the silver nozzle and is more neutral on the gold nozzle. Compared to the red nozzle, the gold and silver nozzle are more airy and slightly more zingy. However, it is very energetic and fun if you don't mind the slight zingy planar treble. The tech on the MP143 is fairly decent, being a planar driver and competes with other IEMs of similar prices. It has good resolution, decent imaging, and a soundstage that is about average. For comparisons, let's take a look at a few other planar driver IEMs. Starting with the Lecture S08, it is kind of similar to the MP143 with the gold nozzle, but the treble is more relaxed on the S08. So if you don't like the zingy planar treble, the S08 might be the way to go. Next, the RT T10 Pro, a similarly priced IEM that is also a personal favorite of mine. And again, it is somewhat similar to the gold nozzle with less 6 to 8K, which helps reduce the zinginess of the treble a lot. For recommendations, I would recommend the MP143, mainly if you want the versatility of having different tuning options with the nozzles instead of other planar IEMs. I would also recommend the MP143 if you like bass and the tuning on the red nozzle that I described. I wouldn't recommend the MP143 if you don't like the zingy treble on planars. Overall, the Hidizs MP143 is a nicely built planar IEM that offers great versatility and an interesting tonality, especially on the red nozzle. The nozzles on the MP143 really help set it apart from many other planar IEMs on the market that tends to follow a similar tuning. It allows you to get a 3-in-1 package without paying for a premium that you may or may not even like. And for this reason, the MP143 gets a 2-star recommendation for the value. This has been Koi. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.